Good morning. Good morning. My name is Minh, and today I would like to talk about my hobbies. First, I would like to ask you a question. Do you know, in your student life, have you ever had to do such kind of mathematics problem? It's like find the decimal number 201,702 using Casio calculator, the mathematical equation 1 divided 19. So I will explain it like, for example, you have number 5.1. So this one is the first decimal number, second decimal number, third decimal number, fourth decimal number. But in secondary school, we had to find the decimal number 2,000 or 3,000 of a mathematical equation. So my aunt, who was a secondary school teacher at that time, saw me doing this kind of problem, and she said that, "Oh God, how can you do such kind of problem? You are learning so advanced knowledge." And then she said that, "Why don't you come to my secondary school and then teach the student there such mathematics problems?" And then I said, "Oh yes, why not?" And then she took me to the school, and there, basically I just showed them what I was taught in my secondary school. And then I started thinking that, oh, I really love such kind of job. It's not like I love standing in front of people and then talking, but I love showing people what I already know, even though my knowledge is still limited. And then after that, I started doing tutorial for children in my neighbors, even if just like mathematics simply, and yeah, and a little bit of English, even though my English at that time wasn't really good. And after secondary school, I went to Hanoi to study for high school. So the school system in Vietnam is really complicated, but it's basically like all over Vietnam we have around 3 or 4 national high schools. It belongs to national universities, and students all over the country who have to take exam and then enter that high school. So I was lucky enough to get into that. And then in Hanoi there are a lot of NGO and NPOs working there. And in the summer when I was in 10th grade, I joined an NGO to do voluntary teaching work in mountainous area of Vietnam. So basically I was there for that time. It's like a tiny one. And together with international volunteers, we went to mountainous disadvantaged areas to teach students, the little kids in elementary school about English, and also have the village to, for example, connect electricity or filter water, because the water there was contaminated with iron. And then besides joining voluntary work, I also did tutorial for students either in secondary school or elementary school at that time. And by doing tutorial work, I could earn money so that I can pay, for example, like meals in the school, and that was a lot of fun. And beside this, when going to Hanoi for high school, you know that our students in Hanoi are really updated, and they got to know about studying abroad opportunities. And then I learned a lot from that, and I started knowing about studying abroad in America. And then the first Vietnamese website that I knew about is called Viet Abroad, which is created by Vietnamese students. In this website, they share information about American education and then scholarship opportunities, how to take exams, how to apply for universities in America. And another website that I often refer to at that time is College Confidential. That one is popular among American students, and not really that, students all over the world can get access to this one, and then they can discuss, can interact with each other, can talk about how the application process is going. So we are always keep updated, even we are not really know each other. And unfortunately, after finishing high school, I didn't end up getting into any American university. Instead, I went to Japan, right? And then at that time, I started thinking, why don't I create a similar platform so that students in Vietnam can get to know about Japanese education, and also they can be more updated. And then at that moment, I realized the importance of education, because without education, I cannot go to National High School in Hanoi. I couldn't go to university in Japan. And I know that I was born in a rural area, and I feel like education brought me to where I was that day. So I want to share with other people the opportunities if I know. So that's why I, and together with one another friend, created the website Kagutomo, where students, similar to Viet Abroad there in College Confidential, the students can get access to this website and learn experiences from other people, and also they get to know about opportunities about studying abroad in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah. And other than that, I and another friend also thought about Asia has a lot of things to study about culture, for example. And first, we also created a website about studying abroad in Asia for students, mainly for students from Vietnam, because you know that if going to Europe or America, they have to contribute a lot of money, right? Not many full scholarships are accessible for undergraduate study. So that's why we were thinking like studying in Asia isn't a bad choice, because as long as you go outside and then you get to know people, then it will be a great opportunity for you. Because we created another website named AsianEducation.info, but it only stayed for 2 years when I was in second and third undergraduate study, because after that I got more busy and then I couldn't manage it. So this one is no longer available, but the Kagutomo is still accessible since 2011. Approximately 2012, and it got a lot of viewers. And so basically, my hobby is that doing voluntary work, or doing teaching things, sharing things that I already know to others, and the inspiring motto that I always keep in mind is that sharing is learning, and you grow up together with these activities. And another other hobbies of mine is cooking, traveling, and playing chess. I'm not really good at cooking. I always look for recipe on the internet and just imitate it. And these are some things that I made before.
Bitter melon.
And then playing chess. I used to playing chess professionally. I took part in contests in Vietnam, but never went to national contests, just the area contest only, regional one. And I never won first prize, only second and third, so I still think that I regret it. Yeah, so I think that the thing that I want you to keep in mind and take home is that just share what you already know to others, and may be useful and can change others' lives. Do what you like with all your heart. Thank you very much.